Hello everybody, GP here. We're live once again from InfoComm 2025 Orlando, Florida. Welcome. We're here with Jim Bass from Broadfield.
Hey John.
Hey.
How are you, man?
I'm great. How are you?
Always a pleasure to see you.
It is a pleasure. We were just together a couple months ago in Las Vegas at NAB.
Yes.
And so together again, we're here to talk about it, this time at InfoComm 2025. Maybe just take a moment for people who may not be familiar with Broadfield in general, just a quick overview about the company.
Absolutely. Broadfield Distributing is a distributor for live production, storage, and video production equipment. I'm really excited to show you around our booth today because we have over 35 different brands on our line card. More than 20 of them are represented here with more than 50 hardware products all interconnected and working together, showing the workflow.
That's awesome.
And John, that's not even counting the software tools that we have hooked up and running. So we've got quite a lot to show off.
That'd be great. Let's get started. Maybe we'll just take a quick start here and let you kind of walk through a little bit in terms of what you're showing at the show itself.
Absolutely. So one of the things that we did was try to develop a booth that spoke to the audience here at InfoComm. We divided our booth into two sides. The side that we're looking on right now is our corporate AV, house of worship, and education. A lot of these same products and tools can be used in similar workflows. We have everything from the brand new BirdDog Mach-E Live cameras. John, I don't know if you've seen these cameras, but they have a multi-camera bundle with this little control surface and an iPad that can let you create a podcast, house of worship, live production similar to what we're doing.
Yeah.
Under $2,000 for the whole bundle.
That is, with all the things going on right now about tariffs and budgets and everything going on, a fantastic value package to start with.
Absolutely, and that's where we're starting.
Yep.
We have everything from their PTZ cameras to now we're moving down to where we have PTZ cameras from PTZ Optics and their camera, which is their Zcam or Studio 4K.
Right.
The Studio 4K camera with their Move 4K cameras give you that color matching capability of combining a PTZ camera and a box cam for all these different workflows. We've even seen corporate AV customers using these cameras as high-end webcams.
Yeah.
And keynote addresses and everything in between.
Which is kind of the nice thing about the technology stack that we're seeing in the industry right now that you're showing here at the show as we kind of go through this is that showing the versatility in terms of the innovation now, in terms of where before they were larger cameras, more money, more maybe a little more complexity in terms of setting it up. Yep. Now we're seeing more of a compact size form factor and being able to integrate this and get quickly started.
Absolutely, and one of the recurring themes that we're seeing is not only to create the production in a conference room, in a school classroom, but also the remote capability. We've brought in products like this LiveView transceiver that allows you to connect multiple locations together to encode or decode a video signal from anywhere. So churches who have satellite locations, education who have multiple campuses can do something like that with the LiveView technology. They can use a production system like the Epiphan Pearls. We're showing off in the booth the Pearl Nano, which is their contribution encoder. The Pearl Mini, which is their production system, and the Pearl Nexus, which is the same production system built into a rack mount environment that the schools are really looking forward to using. Which is a big
thing for education and everything on that one, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So as we kind of go through that, we got the remote production, we got that setup and this setup here. What else is kind of coming through the workflow?
So you'll see throughout the workflow, we have a bunch of these little black boxes and interconnect setup. We're showing off encoders, decoders from KiloView. We're showing USB-C solutions and HDMI solutions from DVDO. We're using it all with a Netgear switch. This switch is running an NDI production environment, a Dante AV production environment with the brand new Turtle AV series.
Oh, wow.
Here. And you notice how I keep on bouncing back and forth?
I know.
Because we have stuff set up all over the place, John. I'm sorry.
This is amazing.
Absolutely. And then as we move down here, we even have some high-end production stuff. This was the Pearl Mini I was telling you about. And now we also have the Liberty Workstation, which is our purpose-built workstation that'll run everything from OBS's software to vMix. This matches the vMix Ruby spec to the brand new Wirecast Pro software. This is basically the new version of the Wirecast Gear. And we're running the TriCaster Mini S software.
Wow.
This box is actually one of the first workstations that has been tested and approved by VizRT with the TriCaster Mini software.
That's amazing, and then you've got that, and you've got this little guy right here, which is the LiveView Solo, correct?
So this little guy you talked about is probably one of the more powerful tools on the booth. The LiveView Solo Pro is now connected to 4 modems, allowing you to get a reliable stream from anywhere. We're actually using it in our booth to stream back to our studio in New York throughout different points of the show.
That's awesome.
If I could get a cellular bonded video connection from a trade show in Orlando, then we can stream anywhere,
then you can stream. That's kind of the goal, I think, of the show that I was telling everybody as we opened the show, is being able to have this connected experience and stream anywhere. And that was something even in MEB, where we're in Las Vegas, where thick concrete, we're surrounded by a large building with cement and everything else, and being able to go live, even with a setup like this or another larger unit.
Absolutely. Now, we could get into more of the nitty and gritty here, but I did tell you we have another half of our booth.
We do. Let's keep going.
So on this other side, we have broadcast AV, event and venue production, and sports production. So we're showing off some of that higher end systems. As we walked over here, we passed by the ICANN PoE Lite. This can be used in a lot of different environments, connected to the same Netgear switch that we showed off our Dante AV and NDI systems. This is the brand new VizRT TriCaster Vision.
Oh, wow.
The TriCaster Vision is their flagship unit with the Flex dual control panel, giving you a live production environment that can meet the most demanding broadcast workflows. There's a good chance that if you're looking at a live broadcast, it's produced on some kind of a TriCaster system, and this would be the top of the line in that capability, even combining some of the new VizRT tools like FlowX, which is all integrated into these systems.
Which is kind of the nice trend that as we see the technology stack maturing and developing in the industry, is that taking from VizRT and what they're doing here is combining and integrating, just as LiveView integrates their part of the stack from a production console and everything else and broadcast.
Absolutely, and you'll see, I know you're using LiveView, the studio switcher, right? And that's going to give you that cloud production capability. This would be your on-set remote production capability. There are tools in these workflows for every part of the project along the way. And we have some of those higher-end LiveView bonded encoders on this side of our booth, where we're showing off the LU800 here. Now in the LU800, we're able to not only stream and bond right from the show, but we could mix multiple camera sources right on that unit itself.
With the 4 inputs and everything that you got to set up in the unit.
Exactly.
So that's kind of which is kind of like amazing to see that you can up-level your broadcast. As you keep going along here, as you're continuing to be able to up-level the broadcast and the quality.
Absolutely, and when we talk about the broadcast quality, you have to look at the Telestream Prism tools that we have here, giving you all of those production tools, everything from a waveform, vectorscope monitor, all your production tools, all that's available in Telestream. Their enterprise solutions like Vantage, Broadfield is your source for all of those tools. We move down, we have PTZ cameras from Canon. We have Panasonic PTZ cameras and camcorders. We're even showing off their outdoor model, which is the UL100. This is outdoor, weatherproof. It even comes with its own windshield wipers.
That's a first. It's like the day when you see with these cameras developing into that, you see little windshield wipers, so you can I'm just thinking of like some sports game like that, and then you see somebody switch the get the water off.
Absolutely, one of the biggest workflows we're seeing is racetracks, where now you can have that PTZ camera at every turn of the track. Whether it's a car auto racing or horse racing, you can set those cameras up. And their live production system, which is their Kairos production system, Panasonic is introducing new Kairos servers here at InfoComm.
Oh, wow.
showing you even more how this show is really melting into the NAB broadcast show. InfoComm, the corporate AV, the education, the house of worship we talked about on the other side, is really blending in with the broadcast AV, venue production, and sports production that we're showing here on this side.
And I think we kind of saw that last year, maybe when InfoComm was in Las Vegas, that it was kind of beginning to see some of those elements you're bringing up.
Yep.
And now we're seeing, even here, I'm noticing as we've gone around, that absolutely. And in the remote production world and for broadcasters, you talk through this, is that a lot of these technologies, whether it's Panasonic or another vendor, in addition to LiveView and everybody else, that we're now giving people the tools in the tool bag, so to speak, right? More flexibility to create a solution that will help best fit the on-site environment as well as if the teams are in different locations.
Absolutely, and one of the most important things in that different location world is sharing media, managing media, and getting all of that stuff together. So we're even showing off a shared storage solution with the Facilis Hub server here. Facilis is introducing a ton of great software tools. Their newest is one called Fast Cache that lets you take a small SSD USB drive and use that as a local cache server to access their shared storage solutions in a remote location.
Wow.
To give you that production workflow faster and easier than ever.
Yeah, I mean, if you front end with that cache and everything, it's giving that, and we're seeing more of that in terms of even with the remote production with the editors, right, in different locations, right, where they've got to access the content, pull it up, and be able to edit it.
Absolutely, and that's one of the biggest differences we see on this side of the booth is in the corporate AV space. They want to stream it, they want to get it out to their content, whether it's social media or even internal distribution. On the broadcast side, anything they're producing, the recording is just as important. And that's where these M&E solutions, traditionally sold into that production space, is becoming more and more important in this live production world too.
No, totally. Well, this is amazing. Thank you for going through all of this. This is just a fantastic setup. And in fact, if you know somebody's here at the show and they haven't stopped by the Broadfield booth, send them on over.
Absolutely.
Talk to the team.
I can tell you, I've never done the same tour twice. We have so many different products up and running here at Broadfield that if we do this video again tomorrow, it'll be totally different.
It'll be totally different. We'll be heading on something else. Well, Jim, thank you so much for your time.
John, always a pleasure to see you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We'll put some links, folks, in the description to go to Broadfield, some of the information we talked about today, and I'm going to add another element here. Part of our production here at InfoComm is creating a connected experience. And when we talk about live view, we talk about graphics, we're talking about a lightweight production. So you're going to see a QR code come up on the screen, whether you're watching live or in the replay. If you scan those QR codes, you'll go to live view solution around lightweight production, and obviously with tag board on the graphics and the stuff that I'm working on from Social 1A Group. And Jim and I have also talked about lightweight production, being able to go live anywhere, even here from the show floor. So I want to thank Jim for his time, and Broadfield, and everybody here online. If you have any questions, share your comments. Let us know. Even if you watch the replay, we want to hear from you. And I want to thank you for joining us. Make sure to tune in to our next live session coming up shortly on YouTube here as well throughout the week. Thank you, and have a great day.